Hello again. Welcome to Conversations with April and Sherry Ann on self care.
Mm,
Today we're talking about spiritual body self care. And
mhm.
this is, to me, this is like yum yum.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like this really requires a lot of that tuning in and a lot of that
Mhm.
awareness, right? Like what is spirit? What is spiritual awareness? What does
Right,
that mean to you? How do you connect with that? And
right,
whatever that is self-care.
right. I
Slowly.
kind of liken it to I have this inner flame, that's my spirit.
Mhm.
And how do I feed that flame?
Mm,
How do I nurture that so it doesn't go out? So, feeding it the right wood or
mm,
fuel would,
yeah,
if you
yeah.
will keep it blaring. No, actually we'll make it blare. It's like I don't want a flicker of an inner flame. I want a strong campfire
Yeah.
of
Light
inner
that
flame.
fire. Yeah. Light it up. Light your inner fire. That is absolutely a thing. Yeah. And so I think um, for me, that lighting that fire is um, like laughing. I love,
Ooh, oh, that is the best. Like
right?
a real belly, face hurting
Yeah. Hysteria.
laugh fest.
Yeah.
Yes,
Just
yes,
complete tummy hurting because you're bending over and you're just it's going for it full body.
yes,
That like lights my spirit.
yes.
That,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
right? and and even that the laughter, it requires that sort of slowing down and tuning in and catching the things that are funny in life. What's funny,
Right,
right? What's actually
right.
real.
Oh my goodness. I love what you said. It's like slowing down. Actually, not just even for the spirit self care, but all of the self care. Like
Yeah,
you, we really can't do self care until we slow down and
yeah, definitely.
noticing
Hmm.
what is wanted, how is it impacting us, what's needed.
Yeah, what does my fire need? What is there some kindling? What's the kindling? What's the fuel that needs to happen for me to feel that spirit, and be connected to my spirit.
I think that's the magic word for me. I want to be connected. I feel alive when I'm connected. And it doesn't have to be connected to people. Like this is fun being connected to you right now. But I have this picture in my head of you said blanket once and laying down on it, laying down on grass because it has to be fluffy underneath. I'm
Mhm.
going to the physical and
Yeah.
then staring up at the sky at the clouds. That is
Mhm.
one of my favorite things to
Mm,
do. And yet I don't do it. I can imagine it. It's
right,
more like a treat when I do it.
right. An intentional self-care act for you.
Mhm.
Go put a blanket out in the yard and just stare at the clouds.
Yeah.
And that's a really connection to your spirit.
Yeah. Watching, because it's always in motion, and
Mhm,
yet it's in slow motion,
mhm.
and it keeps changing. Like the clouds don't ever stay in one shape. It's like they're constantly morphing. And there's something about that that really speaks to me about how I'm changing and I have to change and I get to change and not being so stuck and tight on control or things have to be a certain way. It's like there's this flow in the connection of all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, the word that just came up for me was, just the simplicity.
Mm.
It can just be simple and flowy and just be, right? And we talk about this a lot, of this sort of doing is very physical and mental, but then the being, like just being here
Yes,
now,
being.
being aware, that's like in really connecting deep with your spirit.
Yeah.
and your spiritual guides and whatever those are for you. Maybe it's you go to church on Sundays, or you go to, a singing group, or you have like
Hmm.
a circle and you're really lighting that flame of your spirit.
Right.
Yeah.
That
It
feels so good.
does feel
And,
good.
and I don't know if this is spiritual feeding, but I remember through one of my cancer journeys, I couldn't, like, my eyes were really sensitive, but I wanted to be around people.
Mhm.
So I would sit there and I would close my eyes and I would just be with them and listen to them talking. And there's something about just focusing on the hearing, or like a sense, one of our familiar senses,
Mhm.
where I could hear like more and
Mm,
feel really connected to them versus, talking about the weather. It was like there was something more here and I could tap into it. That just, in this moment while you were talking, it's like, oh yeah, that
right,
feeds my soul.
definitely. Yeah, I mean, that human connection and feeling that emotional spirit in all of us,
Hmm.
is it's a warm and comfortable, like when you can feel held, right? You feel held
Yeah.
in the warmth of other people's spirits. It tunes you back into yours. And
And
I
I
mean,
think when we go ahead.
I was gonna. What came up for me was love.
That's exactly where I was going.
Of course. I was like, wait, duh, spirit, love, love.
Ex- exactly.
That is what we. So part of the spirit self care is love, like loving, giving, and receiving love, fueling your spirit in that way. I mean, it gives me chills because it's just so beautiful.
I'm with you. I mean, we think of love as a verb, and it is, but it's not so much a doing as a energy kind of.
Yeah.
I love. I don't
And
have to do anything to love.
right, right. It's available. Giving yourself permission to accept it, bringing that awareness in that is here, right? And I was also thinking of the spirit of like feeling the loving spirit of our ancestors, our past
Mm,
ones who are not physically here, but their energy and their spirit is. And that's like really, that
yeah,
feels good, to just feel the
yeah,
power and energy of the spirit of other people that we love, and even the spirit of nature. And
right.
like earthy in that way. We're just being out laying under on the blanket, looking at the clouds, or being in the forest. Like I just feel this, it's a very fulfilling spiritual fuel being there.
Right, right. And going back to the connectedness, if we walk in nature and if you're moving slow enough and you're really conscious, you could feel how we are all connected. I mean, there is a vibration, a vibe. And I think not only I love walking through nature because I feel like I'm getting lots of oxygen and my body's going, yeah,
Yeah.
but I also know that I'm feeding them, right, with my breath. But there is a vibe and it's really healing
Hmm.
to just be with the connectedness of all of us. Like we're not solo little people walking around, that my presence has an impact on you even though you're miles away from me. And also whatever is else here too.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and the strength of that spirit. I mean, you and I are 1,500 miles apart, and we're just on a video, and I can feel that spiritual energy that we can fill each other with and give each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love this conversation. It's so healing and I feel it. I feel like my cup is filling up just having the conversation.
Mhm.
Having conversations, but conversations that mean something and matter to me
Yeah.
fills my cup.
Yes. Yeah. heart connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a perfect place for us to stop for today. I hope you've enjoyed our series on self-care. You can revisit them anytime, and I'm sure there's more conversations to come with April and me. We look forward to talking to you again.
Thank
Bye
you.
for now.
Bye.